In this episode, we're gonna build the biggest, the most beautiful, and the most complicated thing we ever built in this lonely Minecraft hardcore. So join me, my friends, as we gather plenty of items, go on wonderful adventures, and of course make this lonely hardcore world the best hardcore world in Minecraft's existence. Hello everyone! Welcome back to yet another lonely, hardcore survival inside of a massive, amplified world. In today's episode, we're gonna finally do something with all of the wood that we gathered in the last episode by building a ton of orchards for every type of wood, and each one of them with an extremely unique design. If you like this kind of content and haven't already, go ahead and like the video, subscribe to the channel, and turn on the notifications so you can be notified every single time I upload a new video. Well, now we have a lot of work to do, so let's get started right away. In between episodes, I took some time to gather a little bit of wood that we're gonna need to build all of our orchards. And although I'm still missing some types of woods, I think the first thing that I would love to do is plan out these whole builds just to see where I'm gonna put them all around this hardcore world. And seeing as I built so much over the sea in the past few episodes, maybe we should turn our attention to the land by building our orchards somewhere around here. So let's make our way on the other side, climb these treacherous mountains, and we can use our shovel to create path blocks to start mapping out this whole build. But first I really wanna light up this area because mobs just keep on spawning. Alright, that's more like it. For the ones who do not know, this mod shows me the light levels of different blocks, and any block containing number 0 is a spawnable block. But from 1 all the way to 14 I think, mobs can spawn here, which makes me feel a lot safer. And now with the spawn proofing done, let's plan out these builds and probably do a little bit of terraforming. Welcome back my friends! I can't even begin to describe how long this took. I had to terraform this whole area to make it a lot easier to work with. This includes filling a ton of gaps, and some of them quite big indeed. And of course I think something that took the longest was moving this giant hill to make space for our oak orchard. And I've been looking at this for quite some time, and I think that I really like the way that it turned out. The smooth hills and flat terrain makes it very easy to work with, so we can start building all of these orchards very soon. But before doing that, I also want to get rid of all of this mess of trees that I planted to gather even more saplings and different wood logs. As soon as I get rid of those, and the acacia as well, I'm gonna be able to terraform a little more as to make everything fit neatly together. And that's when we're gonna be able to start building. I really look forward to it. But my friends, first things first, let's get rid of all of these trees and terraform a little more. Welcome back my friends, once again. I was finally able to terraform this whole area, and I honestly think it looks so much better right now. We have plenty of space to build new things, but before focusing on this section, we're gonna use this whole land right here to build our beautiful orchards. Oh, and by the way, I kind of completely forgot to talk about it, but I actually changed my skin. It's extremely simple, but I think it represents the lonely image a little more. Let me know if you like it, my friends. And hey, if you wanna have a go at making your own lonely Minecraft skin, go ahead and make one and send it over on Discord, and I might actually change the skin for the one that you made. I can't wait to see what you come up with. Well, but now with all of this done, my friends, I separated all of the wood types inside these 9 chests with mangrove, the birch, the oak, the jungle, the acacia, the cherry, the dark oak, the bamboo, and finally the spruce. And I already have a little bit of an idea where I'm gonna build these massive orchards. And as for the house designs, I spent a lot of time in creative trying to figure out how I could build a house of each type of wood. Let me show you that process really quick. So well, we have all the materials gathered, with all of the landscape terraformed, so what do you say we go ahead and start building them, and seeing what we can come up with around this hardcore world. And then I would love to do the final details together. But my friends, it's time for the big time-lapse of this episode, so let's go! Welcome back my friends! Wow, I can't even begin to describe how long this took. Here we are after more than 5 hours, and I'm happy to say that all of the houses are completely done. Here we have the dark oak, the cherry on top of this floating island, the bamboo house, the birch by the sea, followed by the acacia house, and of course a little tiny mangrove house. On top of this mountain we have the jungle house, and right next to it the oak house, and last but not least, the spruce house right here. But as you can see my friends, they don't look particularly good yet, and that's because they're missing a ton of terraforming and I guess some sort of landscaping to really make them fit in their environment. And I was about to start doing this with a time-lapse, but I thought it would be much more fun to do it all together. And my friends, let me know, which of these houses is your favorite for now? Leave a little comment down below. And of course, if you're enjoying the video and haven't already, go ahead and subscribe. I would love to have you around. Alright, so first things first, let's make our way towards the dark oak orchard and see what we can do to really bring this place to the next level. And the first thing that I see is that all of this wood is way too dark compared to the bright landscape around it. So why don't we change the floor to something a little darker? I was thinking maybe coarse dirt, deep slate, and maybe some cobblestone here and there. Just gotta grab some materials from our house. Perfect, here's a little bit of deep slate and gravel and dirt to get coarse dirt. And why don't we grab some tuff and some cobblestone as well, alongside some more grass and dirt in case we need to terraform. And of course, because I don't think I'm gonna be needing all of my tools, let me just put the extra ones right here so we can come back for them later. Now I would just like to sleep the night so phantoms stop spawning, and on this new day, let's change the floor of this whole build. Alright, there goes the floor, so now we can put down the deep slate, the coarse dirt, and of course the cobblestone. And now with some final details. This oak orchard is looking much better already. Let's do the same thing all around. Alright, there we go my friends, much better already. Now we can take some dark oak leaves and sprinkle some nice bushes around to add even more life to this build. And I think I might get rid of these birch trees because I wouldn't want them stealing the spotlight of the dark oak. Instead, let's place some leaves until we're satisfied. There we go. With all of the leaves in place. Now I'd love to grab some dark oak and some fences, alongside some slabs and some trapdoors, so that we can add some more details and really make this whole build stand out. Oh yes my friends, there we go. And of course the only thing that's missing right now is some more greenery, including crops, bamboo, sugarcane, and some water here and there to add even more life to this whole build. Just gotta go grab some sugarcane from our farm, 2 stacks should do, and with some bamboo, we're ready to start making this whole house look much more green. With this last field done, the only thing truly missing for this oak orchard is to bone meal the ground to get a little bit more grass and flowers to add some much needed height to this whole build. So let me just leave everything that I do not need inside of this chest, grab some of this bone, convert it into bone meal, and now we can go around and right click the ground with it to hopefully get a bunch of flowers and grass. And just like that, this orchard is finally done. If anything, the only thing missing is to grab some glowing sacks and some red dye that we can use to make this sign really stand out. And of course the same thing on this side as well. And just like that my friends, our dark oak orchard is finally done. Now before moving on to the next houses, I would really love to make the path to the orchards look a lot better than this. And I'm sure we can do that with not too much effort. Just gotta grab some oak and some slabs and some trapdoors. We can also make some oak fences as well. And I don't wanna forget the deep slate brick slabs and stairs. time-lapse. Let's start by replacing some of the blocks on the stairs to something like this. And of course on the side of the stair, I wanna add some oak pillars to give it a lot more structure. Perfect, just like this. Now of course I can top the pillars with some slabs and trapdoors and add some fences here and there to add a little bit of detail. And now that I look at it, although I love the oak pillars, I think the dirt is a little bit too repetitive. So let's grab some stone bricks and some cobblestone and change some of this dirt. And while I'm at it, I also want to grab some oak leaves and sprinkle them around to add some more color and depth. And this already looks much better in my opinion. Now we can make this whole bridge much safer by adding a much needed railing, just like we did in our original village. Alright, the path definitely looks much better right now, and we can comfortably use it to make our way to the dark oak orchard. And now that I look at it, it does still feel a little bit empty. So let me just add some more details to make it feel a little more alive. Alright, there we go. It's so hard to stop adding details. But well, this took a good hour to make, so if we spend the same amount of time on each single build, I have another 9 hours before I'm able to finally terraform all of these structures. And because I wouldn't want to bore you with the same repetitive process, I was thinking we can do one last little time-lapse to finally finish this build once and for all. And let me know, by the way, do you prefer looking at time-lapses, video montages, or indeed just hear me speak while I do it? Leave a little comment down below. At the end of the day, these videos are all for you, so I would love for you to enjoy them as much as possible. But for now, my friends, let's start this beautiful time-lapse, and I will see you when everything is finally done. Welcome back everyone! This is the next day for me, because this thing took so much time. I think that cumulative, this whole project probably took anywhere from 12 to 15 hours to complete, and I cannot wait to show you what I did. But first things first, my food supply is getting a little bit low, so let's make our way towards the trading hall, grab some emeralds, and see if one of our butchers can trade us a little bit of chicken. And while I'm here, I would like to level up this butcher as well, and see what he has to offer. Some more chicken indeed. I don't know if they can sell steak or pork chop, but I would definitely love to be able to buy some. But for now I guess we can make do for an all chicken diet. So we can leave the emeralds right here, and now we're ready for a little tour of this massive orchard. And there's one little thing that I'd like to do before ending the episode, so stick around after the tour so we can do it together. Starting off with this beautiful staircase that we worked on when building the dark oak orchard. And of course, here's the completed orchard. This is how it looks inside of this house, with a ton of fields all around. And of course, another cute little staircase that leads us to the orchard itself, which I decorated with even more fields. And as we keep going forward, we can see this nice water elevator that, if we take it, brings us all the way to the cherry orchard. And inside of the house, it's so pink, but if we make our way up this ladder, we can see there's a nice little storage room. And for a little surprise behind the house, we have a nice campfire where we can sit and relax as we watch these beautiful landscapes. And of course, here's our cherry orchard, and I just noticed that there's a beautiful beehive which must be producing a ton of honey with all those flowers laying around. And the way we can make our way down from here is to jump all the way down, because with Feather Falling 4, we don't take practically any damage. But going back to the start of the water elevator, if we keep going forward, we enter the beautiful bamboo forest. And right before showing you the bamboo building, let's admire this beautiful pond. And towards our right, we can keep going forward towards the spruce forest, where I decided to turn this waterfall into a nice pond as well, to add some more color and variation. And going inside the spruce forest, we can see the spruce building with even more spruce trees inside of it. And it's probably missing some bone meal, but we can add some of it later, because right now we have to make our way back through the spruce forest and towards the bamboo fields to enter this beautiful bamboo building with even more bamboo. I must say I never built with bamboo before, but I really love the way that this looks. And hey, I might build with bamboo again in the future. But with this bamboo house visited, we can keep going forward towards the jungle orchard, with small jungle trees on the right and massive jungle trees on the left, which bring us all the way towards the jungle house, and inside of it, a massive roof, with, in my opinion, some beautiful decorations here and there. And before making our way down, I would love to show you the oak orchard, with the trees right here, and some more beehives, and the oak house, of course, with a cute little interior. And if you're wondering, by the way, why there are so many beehives all around, it's probably because I planted the sapling right next to the flower. And when you do that, the tree has a chance of spawning a beehive when it grows. And although it wasn't intentional, I'm extremely happy that it happened. So let's take a quick rest and finally go towards the jungle house, make our way inside of it, and right out, there's this beautiful stair which leads us to the mangrove house, with once again so many little fields, and of course the mangrove orchard, which I decided to put deep inside of the water. I think it looks truly incredible. And another thing inside of the water that took such a long time was to connect what used to be a square platform all the way down to the land, to make it look a little more natural. And of course I did the same thing with the acacia right here, which we're gonna go visit later. But for now, let's make our way inside the mangrove house, where we can see some nice little decorations and a lot of storage, with a back door that of course brings us to the orchard. Well, back inside the house, we can indeed make our way towards the acacia orchard, where we can see a massive acacia forest, which is still growing, some beautiful pumpkin patches which are also still growing, and even more fields here and there. I didn't really know what to put behind this house, so I filled it up with a wheat field, and I really hope that once it grows it's gonna make the whole place stand out. And inside of the acacia house, there's a nice little entrance, with a staircase going all the way up to our storage room, and some big windows to admire the landscape. Well, but making our way down to the last house, we can take a right here, where we enter the birch orchard, with a ton of useful birch, a beautiful birch house, with some ladders to bring us to the storage room, and of course some decoration here and there to hopefully make this place come alive. And my friends, it wouldn't be a tour if it didn't come full circle with this bridge that can bring us back to the staircase, or this huge staircase here that will bring us back all the way towards the dark oak orchard, exactly where we started. But my friends, with this nice little tour done, there's one last little thing that we have to do, and that's simply add the names of each orchard on top of each house. So I wanna grab some red dye, and of course these glowing sacks, which make the signs much easier to read, and we can make our way up to the cherry orchard, duplicate some of this peony that will hopefully give us some pink dye, and then we can grab two of these cherry hanging signs, place one of them right here, call it the cherry orchard, on each side of course, and now we can dye it pink and make it glow. And of course you have to do the same exact thing on this side. And there we go, my friends. Now that the cherry orchard is named, I would love to grab some white dye, make our way down from here, and I think I'm gonna use some bone meal to create a bunch of flowers, including some of these yellow ones, make a bunch of yellow dye, and some orange dye as well. Now with the yellow dye we can go to the birch orchard, dye the sign yellow on each side, and of course make it glow. And while we're down here, let's go to the acacia orchard, and we just need one hanging sign this time that we can place right here, rename it, then dye it orange and make it glow. And for the mangrove, we just need one blue flower. We can make blue dye, then purple dye, and with 2 hanging signs, let's replace these fence gates right here for some regular fences, so we can attach the hanging sign down and rename it. Now of course off we go to dye it purple and then make it glow. There we go. Now we can make some light blue dye, and I also would love to see if we have some cactus around here, so that we can make some green dye. No, fortunately I don't think we have any cactus, but because this project already took such a long time, I don't want to leave it unfinished. So let me just go ahead and find some cactus, so that we can finish naming the buildings. Alright my friends, I will see you soon. Oh yes my friends, it seems like we're entering new chunk territory, so let's keep making our way forward and hopefully we find a desert. Alright, finally reached the land, so I think from here on, we're going on foot. And I really can't wait to set up nether travel, cause it's gonna make doing things like this so much easier. But here's another open ocean, so let's hop inside a boat and see what we can find. Oh, and I didn't think about it, but when I'm inside a jungle biome, let's grab some of these cocoa beans, so that we can plant it inside of our jungle orchard and have some sort of a chocolate farm, for brown dyes and of course cookies. And my friends, could this be it? There's only one way to find out. Let's just jump down. And yes my friends, I think this is a desert biome, so let's go check it out and use this water bucket to help us climb vertical walls. And I really love this structure for some reason. It looks like a giant opening to a hidden temple. But hey, let's keep making our way up. Oh yes my friends, it's a desert biome indeed. So now all we have to do is grab some of these cacti. Let's see if we can jump all the way down. Great landing. And finally, after plenty of searching, here's our first cactus. Let's grab some more and then head back home. And my friends, we also just found a desert village, so I'm also gonna grab some hay beds. Finally my friends, here's our house. So now back home, I can finally smell some of this cacti, and as it's melting, plant the rest. And now with these green dyes, I can finally make the remaining dyes that I need, and I also wanna dye my bed light blue, because it's been white for way too long. But now my friends, with all of this done, let's go back to the orchards and change all other colors. The bamboo is gonna be a lime, the spruce is gonna be cyan, and while we're here, we can also bone meal the floor inside to make it look much prettier. Perfect! The jungle is gonna be brown, and the oak is gonna be green. And of course at the jungle orchard, I wanna plant some cocoa beans to add some nice decoration, but also to start our cocoa bean farm. There we go. My friends, what an episode this has been. It's not only the biggest episode of this series, but one of the biggest episodes that I've ever recorded. The land that this build takes up is as much, if not more, the land of our entire village, which goes to show how truly big this whole thing is. And I would love to know, my friends, which orchard is your favorite? If I had to pick one, I love the way that the acacia house turned out, but I'm also a great fan of the dark oak orchard, because of its symmetrical design. But yeah, let me know down in the comments. And with this, my friends, I gotta bring this episode to a close. I hope you had a lot of fun watching it, and if you haven't already, like the video, subscribe to the channel, and of course turn the notification bell on to be notified every single time I upload a new video. And you know it by now, my friends, but it's my YouTuber duty to let you know that if you would like to support the channel financially, I left some handy links in the video's description. I'm gonna be here chilling by the campfire, and I really look forward to the next episode of our Lonely Minecraft Hardcore. My name is Lonely, and I will see you all very, very soon. Bye bye.